Here we are again for episode 71 of Festpod, where we'll be looking at Download, who have just added 22 bands to their 2025 lineup, and they've just released the stage splits as well, and the day splits, so who do you want to see? Also, tickets for Ozzy's last show are on sale, but how much does he want, and how often is he going to appear on stage? And we've got a new feature called Augasm, but don't worry, it's Augasm spelt A-U, as in audio. Do you see? All this and more coming up next on Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide. Right after this short message from our sponsor.
Are you looking for that last-minute festival essential? Or maybe you just want to travel light to get your whole camping setup when you arrive on site? The good news is that Fat Frank's Camping Shop will take care of all your festival camping essential needs. From camping chairs to blow-up airbeds, cosy duvets to festival cooking sets, Fat Frank has it all. And what's more, Fat Frank offers a click and collect service at several UK festivals. So head to fatfrankscampingshop.com to order now, or visit Fat Frank and the lads at your favourite festival. Fat Frank's Camping Shop, the official sponsors of Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide.
Welcome to Festpod. Boom! The unofficial rock festival guide, episode 71, recorded on the 21st of February 2025. I'm Neill Wilkinson with the news about your favourite rock festivals, our live music guide for the coming months, and some special things we've found in Festpod Favourites. We'll also be chatting to thrash, hardcore and groove metal band Godeth in our new feature, Augasm, with an AU. Now let's meet my fellow host. He's just about recovered from his night out watching Crushed by Waves. It's Rich Holmes.
Hello, Mr.
Hello.
Wilkinson. I wouldn't go as far to say that I've recovered. But
You're recovering. You're in recovery.
I'm in recovery.
Right.
I'm in recovery. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm crashing on, you know. Because all you can do is plod on every day. I'm just looking forward to festival season. That's all that's keeping me going at the moment, because I am
so close.
Are we close? Are we really close?
We're edging.
Are you edging us all? When I guess May is when the festivals sort of start, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
So I guess you see that seems like ages away, but we can talk about the festivals and bring them closer to us in our minds.
Indeed.
A quick question: what are you drinking today?
Oh, that'll be the old Guinois.
The Guinois. In a proper pint glass as well.
Cheers. Absolutely.
Yes. I'm just on the old water.
Old water?
The old water. Not the new water, not that new stuff. Just the old water in my Festpod mug, which is available as merch on our website, festpod.co.uk.
I've got to say, Neil, that mug looks like lovely stuff.
It is! Yes, thank you for noticing. Anyway, there are two versions of the show, audio and video. The video is on YouTube, and the audio is on your podcast app. Just search for Festpod to find it. It's free to subscribe. Keep up to date with us on the socials by looking for Festpod, and find all our links, including our merch and our Patreon, at festpod.co.uk. So, now, after a little break, let's get back to the festival news.
Woo, 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 woo.
So, big story, first of all. Download Festival has announced 22 additional bands to their lineup for 2025. And they've given us their stage and day splits. They're doing the splits for us. Let's have a good look. The bands they've added are Rise Against, Opeth, Miles Kennedy, Shinedown, AWOL Nation, Power Trip, Hate Breed, Palais Royal, which I love saying, Municipal Waste, which is a great band, Crossfaith, Dirty Honey, Unpeople, another great booking, Smash Into Pieces, Mothica, Zetra. Should have worn my glasses, shouldn't I?
You should have.
Bastardane, Kids in Glass Houses, Elliot Minor, Twin Atlantic, Cattle Decapitation, which is a great name.
Great band.
Neckbreaker, and a mystery band called President.
Indeed. Now, firstly, before we get on to President,
Yes.
I've got to say, I think this announcement, probably 18, 19 of those 22 bands, I think are absolutely fucking stonking bookings, and it's great. And it's really added a lot to Download Festival this year for me. So I think it's a really great announcement.
Yeah, I'm pleased. There's names that I recognise and have heard before, so I'm looking forward to seeing them again. I'm not displeased at all. I'm just curious about who President might be. There's lots of theories online about who that could be. People think it's Ghost. People think it's Sleep Token related. People have come up with all sorts, but I can't be bothered to go into all the theories. But you know, who? I mean, there's no details about this band. They're newish.
Yeah, so I obviously when this name dropped, I did a little bit of kind of digging around, see what I could find, and signed up via their website to their mailing list and things like that, and that was all very, very fun and very, very well branded and themed. And it's an interesting one, and I think there are lots of theories, as you said. The two kind of most prevalent theories that I keep seeing is something to do with Ghost, something to do with Sleep Token. Who knows? It's probably nothing to do with them, but I think some of the wording, some of the imagery is very Sleep Token-esque, I'd say.
I don't know. Because the thing is, I mean, I know they're all, anonymous. I think they're quite busy, though, as a band. I mean, they're constantly touring. They're constantly making stuff. They're about to come, to Download with what will be a brand new album by the time they get there. I wonder whether they've got time for any extra shit. They've just been signed to Sony. I just reckon they're too busy to be pissing around doing President. I mean, it could be anybody. But we always get at Download a secret band, don't we?
Well, yeah, I mean, in the past there has been some, and then in more recent memory, last year there was. I think, I agree, I think Sleep Token are very busy, and they're a very hard-working band, and love them or hate them, you can't deny the fact that they're incredibly hard-working, they're always touring, always recording. But it could be anything. It could be absolutely anything, and it's like, I don't know. Some of the imagery as well, I kind of get a little bit Bring Me the Horizon vibes as well. Yeah. And, I'm not saying that, that wouldn't be my guess, but it's just some things kind of jump out at me. But no, I don't know. I'm excited to see what comes of this.
There is a video on social media, on Instagram, that has been posted by President Band, which is their account. Let's take a look. The campaign commences soon, with some very moody-looking shots of a bloke in what looks like a sort of disused theatre or something like that.
I've got to be honest, it fucking scared the shit out of me when I first watched that. Because I was I had my phone quite close to my face, and then that geezer's face just appeared on the screen, and it was a bit of a kind of soil myself moment, and then... but
inevitable clean up for the next half an hour. It's unpleasant.
Yeah, douse myself off with the Karcher in the back garden, and then... No, but it's very moody and very atmospheric, and it could be nothing, but it looks exciting to me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it invites intrigue and conversation and people talking about it on social media. But let's take a look at the actual day splits, which have been released by Download Festival. Not just the day splits, but the stage splits, which is always nice. Because we got these 22 bands added. And I did see a few comments going, oh, but what about the day splits? How do we know whether there's any clashes or anything like that? But now we have
As if
them.
by magic. A magic wand was waved
As
like
if
the next day.
Yeah, somebody was thinking about this. Somebody knows. Somebody would notice the comments on social meds.
Or just somebody who has a marketing and social media strategy.
It could be that.
knows how to run a business. But hey ho, I don't know. What do you want I know?
It might be that, Rich. But you never really know. So anyway, we've got the Friday the 13th of June, which I've only just spotted. Green Day headlining, and underneath them you've got Weezer, Jimmy Eat World, Rise Against, Boston Manor, CKY, and Sim on the Friday. The main stage. See, I can't get used to calling it Apex Stage, Rich. It's just not going to happen.
No, it's the main stage still. Still the main stage. Main, second, third and fourth.
Yeah, stop trying to make Apex a thing. It's not happening. On the Saturday the 14th of June, the main stage has got... Well, should we go the other way? Static Dress, Loathe, Hatebreed, Poppy, Palais Royale. What does that say? Don Broco, yep. Shine Down, and Sleep Token on the Saturday.
If you want me to help at any point and jump in, let me know, and I'll.
Yeah, well, during the bits when I stop and I peer at the screen, it's because I haven't got my glasses on because they're in the other room and I can't be bothered.
Okay.
So yeah, jump in. And on the Sunday, we start off with Orbit Culture, Power Trip, Bleed From Within, Ginger, Meshuggah, Spirit Box, Bullet for My Valentine, and Korn.
That is a strong Sunday main stage.
See, I think this is great. I mean, there's whenever Radio Leicester calls me up and says, what do you think, Neill, every year, I always say, oh, well, but a lot of people like it, but there's people not happy. There's always people not happy. You're never going to please everybody. It's a festival. They've got so many bands to book.
Radio Leicester. I'm national, baby.
Yes, because you went on Radio 5 Live, didn't you?
Just like to throw that in there occasionally.
Yeah, that's fine. Because it's true.
But even like the Friday main's a great day as well, if you like that sort of thing. And Saturday, there's the only weakness on Saturday is can't even say the fucking name of the band.
You have to say Palais Royale.
Because for me, they shouldn't be there, but that's just because I don't like them.
Fair enough.
Far too high up on the bill as well. But that's just me. But actually...
You really don't like them, do you?
No, I don't. The main stage lineup this year is actually incredibly strong, and this is probably, in terms of what you're getting and kind of spanning the genre spanner, it's actually really well booked across the 3 days.
Yeah.
And there is something for everybody in there, and it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. The main stage is fantastic. I've got no misgivings about it at all. I mean, to be honest, I don't really know Palais Royale. I must have seen them at some point, but I don't remember. You see that many fucking bands, you can't really keep up with what you've seen and what you haven't, especially at Download. Anyway.
True.
Let's move on to the second stage, or as they want to try and make everybody call it, the Opus stage. Right, so on the Friday, we're starting off with The Scratch, Dirty Honey, North Lane.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Starset, Miles Kennedy, Opeth, and Within Temptation are headlining there.
Wonderful. Again, it's really, really strong stage booking. I got nothing bad to say about it.
They're doing well, aren't they? I think they're doing well with the booking nowadays. I mean,
it says a lot when we've got this far through talking about download bookings, and I haven't totally slagged it off and said it's crap. So I think we're doing very well so far.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed at all. On the Saturday, on the second stage, not the Opus stage, Sophie Lloyd, Kim Dracula, Currents, AWOL Nation, Polaris, Eagles of Death Metal, The Darkness and the Sex Pistols with Frank Carter. I think that's a great day.
Again, really, certainly a strong end to the day. Probably come about Polaris up. That's a good stage booking for me. With bands I'd be interested in seeing. And you know, Eagles of Death Metal have been around forever. Darkness seems to have been around forever now, but they're great fun. And Frank Carter's great. The Sex Pistols, it's just going to be incredible. It's going to be a proper fucking tear up.
Yeah. It is. It's literally, there's something for everybody there, isn't there? You know, it's not like you're going to look at this lineup and say, there's nothing there for me.
Exactly.
Although people will.
Yeah, of course they will, because, you know, but I'm not going to say it, but, you know.
What? You're not going to say what?
Oh, just entitled, isn't it? People think they're entitled, and it's just like, I'll say
it's
like
their
it is.
festival.
I get that it's special to people. It's special to me. But at the end of the day, they're a business, and they're going to do what's right for the business and what's available to the business at the time. But so far, so good. This might change, though, on Sunday 2nd.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm just a fan of the genre. You know, I'm there for metal music and rock music, actually. You know, there's a lot of names I don't know, but that's fine. It's a festival. You're not going to know everybody necessarily.
And, you know, that's the fun of it.
So the Sunday, we're starting off on the second stage, not the Opus stage. The Southern River Band, 7 hours after Violet, Nothing More, Municipal Waste, great band. The Ghost Inside, Jerry Cantrell, Alien Ant Farm, Airborne.
Yep, good.
You're going to have to read that.
Lorna Shore.
Lorna Shore. And Steel Panther.
Stop booking Steel Panther.
It's an odd one, isn't it, that?
Especially headline second.
I would have put Lorna Shore above Steel Panther, to be honest. I mean, is Steel Panther really a band you would put as headline in anything?
Not for me. I think they're way beyond their sell by date.
Yeah.
Use by date, actually, because they should be binned. It's the same show every time. Yeah. It's the same kind of, you know, against females and kind of objectifying. And that's not being fucking woke or anything. It's what it is.
First use of woke on the podcast.
I know, and I didn't think it'd be coming from me.
It wouldn't be coming from me. I don't use that word.
Nor do I. I think that's the first time I've ever used it. But I just realised how I was sounding. But they just don't do it for me. They were fun when they were first around. It was something different. It was kind of throwback to the hair metal days, which is exactly how hair metal was. But the world's changed, and although I like comedy and I like some comedy music, I do not like Steel Panther, and I wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire.
We've had enough of it, really, haven't we? We've seen it once. Don't need to see it again. Stage number 3, which they're calling the Avalanche stage, which I haven't actually got as much objection to. I sometimes call it the Avalanche stage. Hosted by Kerrang Radio. So on the Friday, we start off with Karen Dio. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce that. Unpeople, Dead Pony, Trophy Eyes, Bad Nerves, The Meffs, Elliot Minor, and Crossfaith, and headlined by McFly.
So, McFly should have been playing on a different stage for me. They should have been on an open air stage.
They need to be on the second stage, don't they, really?
Yeah, ideally. But you wouldn't put them above Opeth or Within Temptation, would you? So,
no. Do you know what? You could have them headlining on the Friday instead of Steel Panther.
You could on the Sunday. Yeah, you could.
Sunday. Sorry.
Could. And actually, they'd go quite well against Korn.
Oh yeah, so you're right there.
That would have been good. But you know, it is what it is. They'll pack the tent out.
Yeah.
Same as Busted did.
Yeah.
You know, you won't be able to get anywhere near it. And yeah, I mean, I can see why they've done it because it's a party in the tent, isn't it? But I it's restricting the number of people who can go and see a great death metal band like McFly.
Yeah. So, moving on to the Saturday, on the third stage, the Avalanche stage, hosted by Kerrang Radio, Beck's Venus Girls, Lolo, Split Chain, Smash Into Pieces, Mothica, Mallory Knox, Twin Atlantic, and the headliner is Dayseeker. Now, I'm quite keen on seeing Dayseeker, actually.
Are you really?
Yes. They appear on my Apple Music every now and again. I think,
If it came to, though, having to miss some of Sleep Token...
Well, that's not going to happen. What the fuck? That's not going to happen.
I didn't think so.
Their first... I still can't believe that they've been booked as headliners for good reasons. Not because I can't believe it because they're so shit, like some people say. But I think they're great. Obviously, I say obviously because I always go on about them. But it's just how often does your favourite band get booked as headliner for something? It's not very often.
Good point. It's a good point.
So
you'll still be able to do both anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean,
if it's only 20 minutes of Dayseeker, you'll still manage it.
Yeah. Do you know what? My thought then was having to wade through a million people between the two stages, which is what I had to do last year. Because the thing is, with it being very, very busy, very well sold, and raining, muddy underfoot. It's quite a trek, and to be honest, it puts me off wanting to go to different stages because I can't be fucking arsed to go for a hike.
The weather does massively affect what and who I see.
Yeah,
It really does.
That's where indoor festivals really have an advantage because it doesn't even figure, does it?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, on the Sunday. On the third stage, the Avalanche stage, hosted by Kerrang Radio, Harpy, Arrows in Action, Amira El-Feki. See, I'm just laughing at my own incompetence.
Yeah.
House of Protection, Spiritual Cramp, which I like. I like that title. I think that's good. Turbo Negro, Dead Poet Society, Me First, and the Gimme Gimmes, who I think we did discuss on a previous episode.
Indeed, we have.
And headlining on the third stage on the Sunday, Kids in Glass Houses. So not a huge amount that I'm really familiar with there.
This has probably been the first download in quite a few years where the third booking has not excited me as much as it could have done. However, there is some really good bands in there, and there's some bands that are really worth going to see and making the effort to get to trek over to third to see. And yeah, I mean it's something different from what's going on at the other stages as well, isn't it? So it's
yeah.
It is. That's exactly what it's there for, and it's still well booked. It's just. There's a lot of stuff on there for me this year, which isn't so much for me, but at the same time, there's a lot I will go to see as well.
Do you know the thing about that is that, I still want Download to be booking new acts or newish acts, because what's a new act? How old as an act do you have to be before you're not considered new anymore? These are just people I've never heard of. And I'm pleased about that. I want there to be stuff there that I don't know that Download can introduce me to. That's one of the reasons I love spending time in the smaller stages, because I get exposed to stuff because I love new music, and I constantly I'm looking for new stuff, because if you've only got one band that you listen to, as Aaron Prime says, you're having yourself off, I think is his phrase.
Yeah.
So I'm quite pleased. I mean, if I was to do any research, and see, the thing is, do you remember Lee Ellingham, who used to be on Festpod? He used to do a lot of research and research practically every band. I can't be arsed. And so if I come across them, great. I'm not going to spend my time going through each and every band to find someone that I might like, or a lot of stuff that I don't like.
So if I come across anything that I think you'll like, just send it across, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So finally, let's go to the fourth stage.
You mean the dogtooth stage?
The dogtooth stage, which I do have trouble... I get very confused because sometimes I call it the doghouse stage, but that's not correct.
No.
That's the one that's in the village where we have to take over.
Indeed.
Anyway, the fourth stage. So we start off on the Friday with Gore, Battle Snake, The Haunt, Graphic Nature, Riding the Low, Svalbard, who you love, don't you?
I do.
Windhand. I think that's Ivor, which is Eivor, but the O is like got a sort of Swedish mark through it.
Indeed.
Alcest, Vola, and headlining Apocalyptica.
Solid.
Solid as a rock, Rich. Then on Saturday, we are starting off with Bastardane, Lastel, Artio, Holy Wars, Underside, Zetra, The Funeral Portrait, which is interesting as a title, Teen Mortgage. I was 18 when I had a mortgage, you know.
Oh, good for you.
I don't have it anymore. Sold it. Silosis, Kitty, Anal Nathrak. I'm hoping that that's how you say it because I'm useless. And headlining on the Saturday at the fourth stage, Cradle of Filth.
Filthy. Yeah. Again, decent booking on fourth on the Saturday. Quite a few bands on there that I wouldn't mind popping in to see. Filth. Seen Cradle that many times that I'm not bothered about seeing them ever again.
Really?
It's just I've not got nothing against them per se. I've seen them a lot. So if there's something else that I'd rather see or hadn't seen, then I'd rather go see that.
Dirty.
If Cradle were on stage in front of me, I wouldn't walk away. I'd still watch them.
You little bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's right. Okay. I mean, I don't really know any of these bands, but that's fine. That's like I say, that's what I'm hoping for anyway. So I'm quite happy to go and see these other ones, depending on where I am in the arena, because I do like to have a walk around. If I'm nearby and I hear something I like, I'll just pop in.
If you're not walking around, you're sleeping.
Under people's chairs, yeah.
Indeed.
Although, to be honest, if it's raining, I'm not walking anywhere, like we've said. I might be falling everywhere. Then, lastly, on the Sunday, on the Dogtooth stage, we've got Vower, Faytooth, Archers, Neckbreaker, President, Vows, Survive, said the Prophet, Cattle Decapitation.
Yeah.
Do you know them?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do they moo a lot or not?
No, they've been decapitated.
Okay, so there's just lots of squirts.
Yeah, indeed. And I can do lots of that.
Okay.
But that's for a different podcast.
And without cows.
Indeed, yes, absolutely.
Novelists, Unprocessed, Whitechapel, Fit for an Autopsy, and headlining is 6th.
Again, great day on the Sunday on 4th. Some really heavy hitters in there that'll make your teeth fall out from the bass.
They'll make your teeth fall out and make your tits wobble.
Absolutely. And that's just me.
Yeah, because you're one or two teeth lighter than you were last time we saw you.
Yeah, and there's more to come. I'm having a nightmare. I'm having an absolute fucking nightmare, to be honest with you. But,
Was it your molars? The ones at the back?
No, I know. I'm just trying to feel where it was. I can't remember.
Oh, you don't know? It was that traumatic, you've forgotten which teeth you had out.
Yes, it was. But it was my front molar.
Okay. Yeah, it happens when you reach our age. Anyway, so we've got that as the download lineup there, but there are other festivals who have had significant announcements. The next one we're moving on to is Bloodstock. Now, as we know, this year for Bloodstock, this August, it's sold out. That's because I think it's a great lineup. It's a great festival. Great atmosphere there.
Yeah.
And people just fucking love it, don't they, basically?
Yeah, they do. And it's been getting more and more popular, and it was always going to sell out early, this one coming up. So, fair play to them, and I'm really excited for them to manage to sell out so early. Let's just hope for sunshine.
Yeah, I'm yet to see a wet Bloodstock.
It's not too. Honestly, it's not too bad. It's just I just hate being out in the rain especially when it's warm as well.
Yeah, I know. But just to refresh your memory in case you've forgotten, how could you possibly forget these headliners? On Friday the 8th of August, you've got Trivium. Saturday the 9th, you've got Machine Head. And Sunday the 10th of August, you've got Gojira. There's some, Creeper, Mastodon, Lacuna Coil. Some great bookings.
Yeah, again, the lineup for Bloodstock this year is absolutely phenomenal.
Waterlines as well.
Indeed, just get the hoodie in. There we go. Yes. It's phenomenal, and it just makes me think, what are they going to do next year? What have they possibly got next year for us that can top this year's?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, they work hard, those band bookers. But before we get to the year after, Bloodstock has announced Bloodstock Winter Gathering, which is a new event for them. It's basically to hark back a little bit to when there used to be an indoor event. Which did you go to it when it was indoor?
I never went to Bloodstock when it was indoor, sadly, no.
But that was the idea, basically. They've always wanted, because I saw a video on this from Vicky, who said basically they wanted to have a second event, which they've been trying to do for ages, and hark back to the days of being an indoor fest with a much smaller capacity. But this is a one-day thing, Saturday the 6th of December, held at the, it's KK's Steel Mill on Frederick Street in Wolverhampton. And they have booked quite a few interesting bands.
Yeah.
Honestly. Go on, Rich, who have they got?
Oh my God. So they're actually having two stages at KK Steel Mill. And on the second stage, they've got Hellbearer, Thoom, and Red Method. And if you haven't seen any of them, they're all well worth seeing, so buy a ticket. And on the main stage, well, they got King Kraken, they've got Tortured Demon, they've got Raised by Motherfucking Owls, motherfucker.
Way!
they've got Hell Ripper, they've got Venom Inc., and they have got Legends of Doom, Candlemas.
Hey, you love them, don't you?
I do love Candlemas. We were supposed to speak to Candlemas a couple of years ago.
We got that close, didn't we?
And things happened. But they did promise us a chat in the future. So I'll make some calls.
Make some calls, Rich. Sort it out.
But yeah, it's phenomenal, absolutely. And it's 50 quid. 50 quid, right? And they're going to have a Bloodstock Q&A and stuff like that there as well. There's potentially more to be announced still as well. They'll be having some DJ sets and stuff as well. It's incredible. 50 quid.
Not bad, is it?
Perfect.
And you won't even know that you're in Wolverhampton because you'll be indoors.
You'll be indoors and in drink.
That does look great. So it's a one-dayer in December. So, when things are getting a bit... When you've got your festival blues and you're thinking, I wish I could go to a festival. Well, there's one. And it's a Bloodstock one. So, brilliant stuff from Bloodstock. Now, Now, you may remember, if you were at Download last year, or if you've ever listened to one of our podcasts within the last year or two, that we...
Yeah.
Right, so Liquid Death was the sponsor of Download Festival. Was it just 1 year, though, wasn't it? Was it just 1 year? It must have been.
So, wasn't it?
I can't remember, Rich. But anyway, they have decided that they are not going to continue with that sponsorship. And not only that, they have decided not to continue in the UK. Liquid Death is basically canned water. If you weren't aware of that, because I know not everybody who listens to Festpod goes to Download, because it's just not their thing, and that's fine. But... I don't know. Liquid ass water, as we were first introduced to it.
Yeah, I mean,
because it was sold. We first came across this as an advert for an enema kit, which, you know, Liquid Death water was used as the water to put in the enema bulb to shove up your ass.
I don't know anybody who'd be wanting to spend £5 on a can at Download. Sorry, £4 on a can of water at Download, just shove up their arsehole. But I suppose if you used the can before you broke the seal on it first as well, you could have two for the price of one, couldn't you?
Two for the price of value there, Rich. So the Grocery Gazette, which we wouldn't normally bring you on Festpod, has announced that canned water brand Liquid Death has exited from international markets, including the UK. So not just the UK, after it was hit by dampened sales last year.
The bulb must have split.
Yes, shitty water everywhere. I mean, to be honest, it was just water. It wasn't anything special. They did have flavours, but I wasn't bowled over by the flavours. I mean, it wasn't anything amazing, was it?
No. There were. I only tried a couple of them, and that's because I was giving them for free. But they
because you didn't want to stump up the few pound to buy a can.
No, I wouldn't, because I didn't want it. I'll be honest with you, it might have just been water in a can, but it was incredibly refreshing when it was cold and it was hot at Download, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. But then again, any water would have been. I could have shoved my head under one of the drinking water points on site and been just as, if not more, refreshed, because I've had a shower at the same time, wouldn't I? But no, the flavoured ones didn't do a lot for me, I'll be honest with you. I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe getting Travis Barker to launch his luxury enema kit wasn't the best way to go as a marketing campaign.
Yeah, that kind of backfired, didn't it?
Well, hey.
See, I wondered if you get that. I think the Grocery Gazette isn't really across Liquid Death, because they refer to rock star Travis Baker.
Yeah, true.
The controversial brand, I don't know what's controversial about it apart from the enema kit, which only we noticed, has risen to fame with a series of bold marketing stunts, such as releasing an X-rated album with explicit track titles, to getting rock star Travis Baker to promote its new range in a campaign dubbed the world first ever celebrity-endorsed luxury enema kit. Despite there's an alternative drink. Despite strong demand and brand awareness growth in our limited international rollout, we are temporarily pausing international efforts since we no longer have production capabilities outside the US. We look forward to meeting the international demand in the future when our supply chain can support these efforts. So look out for them, £1 each in your local B&M bargains.
Or Home and Bargains, don't forget that.
Home and Bargains, to use the Scouse term. If you ever go to the Northwest, and particularly Liverpool, they refer to it as Home and Bargain rather than Home Bargains, just to put that out there.
I could never be supposed to get my head around that.
No, I know, yeah, exactly. It's not right, is it? Download Family is a new thing from Download Festival. They have started branding, and I guess it's like a sort of fan club thing, you know, where they've started to send out emails to people who are signed up to the Download family, because of course we are all a Download family who goes to Download and whatever. But they've adopted that now as official marketing, and it's what they write on the top of all of their emails, just with a bit of news emails, and advanced information about stuff, about download things. So that's there, free. So I guess if you're not already across that, just go to the download website and sign up for that. It's not, it's not flooding my trousers, but it's nice for download to stay in touch and give us little bits, I suppose. Do you know what it says here? Introducing Download Family, giving back to our incredible community all year round. Monthly perks will include limited edition merch drops, pre-sales, partner discounts, and more.
So just getting you to spend more money.
Well, that's what Download's good at. And arguably that's why we've still got Download, because they're good at getting you to spend money. I don't think anybody's worried about Download turning a profit. No, it's just the wording, isn't it? Your benefits basically are your monthly perks include limited edition merch drops, which you've got to pay probably 50-60 quid for. Yeah. Pre-sales, which you've got to pay probably 4,000 quid for. Partner discounts, which could be anything, and more. What's more? I want to know what more is. They had a perfectly good scheme in the what was that thing called? What are you talking about? The loyalty scheme?
Yeah, the loyalty scheme. Thank you. They had a perfectly good community feel with the loyalty scheme, and people felt like they were getting something back, and
actual money.
Actually, were getting something of value for returning all the time and being a loyal customer. But I understand why it went as well. I do understand. I'm not an absolute fucking idiot. Just a bit of one. But yeah, I calling something family and then basically sending out an email shot, which is just basically saying, "Give us all your fucking money." Was
that a Scouse accent then?
It was whatever you fucking wanted it to be.
Give us all your fucking money.
Easy now. The Scousers in the house will hear you.
Will they? Oh, blimey.
No, they won't.
No, they won't. No.
I'll tell them later.
Fine, okay, that's fine. You tell them. And I'll meet them in Home and Bargain. No, I'll meet them in Home Bargains. You find it, I'll meet you there. The scheme there, you can either sign up to that or not. It's free, so now there's been a call to add defibrillator sites to the download map.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, well, absolutely. This follows the incident last year in the camper van site where someone had a heart attack, basically, and it was a bit of a fucking mess trying to get a defibrillator, B, people on site, like medical staff, trying to get emergency services in. It was a bit of a fuck up, really. So basically, it's been called for. There's people are asking you to email Download Festival and add your support, add your call to this, which, when you think about it, is very important. You do see a lot of defibrillators just in the real world, inside what used to be telephone boxes now, because, who needs a telephone box anymore? Not many people, let's be honest. Some of them are libraries, little miniature libraries with books in that you can just go and take. And some of them, a lot of them actually now have defibrillators in them.
It's an incredibly important thing, and it's something that will cost Download and Live Nation absolutely nothing to do to actually implement, just to add a little icon on the map wherever they are. And
make sure they work, because I understand a defibrillator was brought to this gentleman, but there were no pads with it.
Oh, that's absolutely disgusting if that's true, because I imagine that the defib will have come from the event medical team. Who will be probably the one who supplies all the defibs across the site, as it's an event. Yeah. And if you have an event medical team who's turning up without fucking pads with the defib, I mean, there's no excuse for it. Even if they've just been to another shout where they've had to use a defib, you put your spare pads in, or if you haven't got spare pads, you haven't correctly packed your bag. I feel quite strongly about that. That's really bad. Really bad.
Well, it's literally life or death, isn't it?
Yeah.
And at a huge event like that, where you've got 100,000 people, you need this kind of thing. It's basics, isn't it? I really think it should be. And not just the fact of the defibrillators, but medics on hand within reasonable distance and easily reachable.
You think about it, 100,000 people there for the weekend. It's a large town, or it's a small city, and it's spread out over, the size of a mid-sized town. How many defibrillators, public access ones, are actually around your town or city? And there are apps where you can find this out on it will tell you on maps, and you'll be shocked as to how many there actually are.
Now, I do have to say, particularly at a festival where, let's be really, really honest for a second, people are taking substances, that it's quite likely that there's going to be one or two medical emergencies, and quite likely that you're going to have to use those defibrillators as well.
Yeah, simple as that.
So I support this 100%, because if it was you, or if it was someone you know or love, you'd want to make sure that they were in the best hands possible. And this is it, if you plan for this sort of thing, don't you? You have to plan for people's needs and emergencies.
Yeah. Of course you do.
So, 100% behind that. Couldn't find the link, actually. I couldn't get into the. I was trying to get into the group where a great big post about it was made, and I couldn't fucking get in for some reason. Let me try one more time. No, fucking can't do it, bastard. Oh, unless it's on the Festpod. Do I have to be? Are we a member as Festpod? Maybe I'm not a member. Ah, there we go. Festpod is a member of the campervan group, but I'm not. So, but we're just in there for the gossip, you see. We just want the gossip. Right. So this post says, update on the guy that had a heart attack in the campervan field last year. The last message I had from the family was that he was still in hospital 35 weeks after the event. And they're starting to plan rehabilitation at home, hopefully, in March. He's now obviously living with life-altering conditions. The whole situation was poorly managed by the staff and volunteers, who I am sure are as traumatised as the friends trying to save him. Anyone that wants to know what happened, I have permission to share their story, and the gentleman in question will be in... Oh, do you know, I don't want to read that particularly, but her main... problems are, number one, poor communication. Number two, delays retrieving a defibrillator, and when it was retrieved, it wasn't intact. 3, delays getting an ambulance and or professional to attend despite the location of the on-site medical centre. It's only due to the group, and it is only due to the group his family camped with that he is still alive and did not die on site. One of that group is a paramedic, and this is their account. I was woken, but I don't want to go through that. If we've got time, not really. There we go. It's in the download campervan group. That if you're a member of that and you would like to have a look at that, that's there. But this is somebody else's account. I obviously wasn't there. We were not there. We do not have any specific details. I'm really repeating somebody's post on Facebook, which we can only accept as truthful, because you wouldn't make something like that up.
No. It'd be so easy to disprove, wouldn't it? So you just wouldn't do it, would you?
Yeah, exactly. There's a bloke in question. So, next. Now, all right, we have to talk about Black Sabbath for a moment. Black Sabbath have announced, this may have escaped you, I don't know. Black Sabbath have announced a final show. It's Ozzy's last show. I mean, if you were at Download in 2016, you will have seen their last festival.
Show. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Ozzy. So there was Black Sabbath in 2016, which was their last show. Then you've got Ozzy's last show in 2018.
Yeah.
Come on now. So did you try and get tickets for this, Rich?
No, only because I'm otherwise engaged that day at another event.
Oh, you're going to... Oh, right, okay.
So I would have, mainly to see that this actually was the final ever time.
To make sure it was the last ever.
But, like, you know, it's supposedly a charity gig. Those are my words, not everybody else's. And it looks on paper great. But, you know, if you think back to your Live Aids and things like that, all these bands in the bill, it's an absolute wonderful thing that they're all coming in to support this and to get involved with it and appear and do whatever they're doing. But they're going to be playing 4 or 5 tracks. You don't expect even a festival set or even a support slot set.
Yeah, it's not. Although they're the top of the bill, they're not really doing a full show, are they?
Oh no, certainly. You know, Ozzy, bless him, is incredibly unwell and he's wheelchair bound, isn't he? And you know, this probably will be the last time anybody sees him on stage. And I think he's had a wonderful career.
He's 76.
Yeah, you know, he himself says that he can't believe how long he's gone on with all the things he did back in the day.
I don't think anybody else can either.
And he has had a great life, and it's so sad to see somebody with such a horrible disease such as Parkinson's
definitely
kind of eat away at them and do that, and especially with somebody who was always so kind of full of life and the life of the party. But you know, this is raising money for some good causes. I really hope they release a
video of it,
a video or DVD, but you know, even digital download of it or whatever.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah,
just, you know, make some more money for charity. I mean, obviously you've got the issue of your music copyright with the other artists and agreeing with them, agreeing that with them, and that's where you get
there's logistics in there.
But you know, fingers crossed I'll do that. But even if I wasn't being engaged on that date, when I saw the ticket prices, I probably wouldn't have bothered.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen some comments saying that for the... In fact, there's a guy there's a metalhead who I know who is always talking to me about these things because he knows I'm on Festpod and he comes to me with opinions and stuff like that. So basically, he says he thinks it's good value. He tried to get tickets because on the bill, you haven't just got Black Sabbath and Ozzy, you've got Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Tool, Slayer, Pantera, Gojira, Alice in Chains, Hailstorm, Lamb of God, Anthrax, Mastodon, Rival Sons, with additional performances from Sleep Tokens 2, the drummer. Interesting. These are individual musicians who are coming in to play on various bits, I should imagine.
I imagine they're going to be doing mostly vocals, looking at the names on there, or most of the names on there, not all of them are vocalists.
Fred Durst.
But most of them are vocalists, I'd have thought, or can certainly do some vocals to a certain degree.
Jonathan Davis. All profits will be donated equally to the following charities: Cure Parkinson's, Birmingham's Children's Hospital, and Acorn Children's Hospice, a children's hospice supported by Aston Villa. This is taking place on the 5th of July at Villa Park. Now, it's fair point. It's for charity, and there are a lot of bands there. So, I mean, a lot of people obviously saw the value in this because 157,000 people in this particular picture I'm looking at here were ahead of whoever was in this queue. 157,000 people. And when you're talking about a football stadium, which can hold, what, maybe 15,000, 20,000?
Villa Park's 42,000.
Is it 42,000? Yeah. Right. and you've got 157,000 people ahead of this person in the queue. So it's like winning the lottery if you manage to get a ticket for this.
I know a few people who've got tickets for it who would try through the pre-sales and got nowhere, and then tried again on general sale and were lucky, but they ended up spending £400 or £500 per ticket.
Yeah, I mean, that's, to be honest, that's a nice holiday somewhere, isn't it?
It is.
And that's all of our festival news. So stay tuned, because after the break, we're going to get our gig and festival guide right after this.
Laters, taters.
Are you looking for that last-minute festival essential? Or maybe you just want to travel light to get your whole camping setup when you arrive on site? The good news is that Fat Frank's Camping Shop will take care of all your festival camping essential needs. From camping chairs to blow-up airbeds, cosy duvets to festival cooking sets, Fat Frank has it all. And what's more, Fat Frank offers a click and collect service at several UK festivals. So head to fatfrankscampingshop.com to order now, or visit Fat Frank and the lads at your favourite festival. Fat Frank's Camping Shop, the official sponsors of Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide.
Welcome back to Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide. Now, let's find out what gigs you can go to in our guide. So, let's have a look what's coming up. We have in Sheffield in October, we have Novacaine Festival, which is a new festival, actually. Do you know what they've got? There's some interesting bookings for Novacaine. Headlining, you've got the 500. Sub-headlining, you've got Bleed Again. Also performing, you've got Night Thieves, Fates Hollow, Reanimate, Ocean Thieves, Saints Among Us, Broken Empire, Our City Fires, and Dead Demons. They are making their debut in Sheffield on the 4th of October, which promises to be an electrifying day of music, creativity and community. The goal is to support and showcase new music and foster a sense of community and discovery, making it the perfect destination for music lovers looking to explore new sounds in an intimate setting. And that is happening at the Corporation in Sheffield, Novacaine Music Festival. So have a look at that.
Also coming up this year, we've got Depravation Festival. So after the success of 2024's instalment, they're excited to return for 2025, and they're now an open-air festival. Depravation Fest will be held between the 5th and the 7th of September at Thetado Farm in Wiltshire, down Swindon Way. 3 days, 2 stages, 3 nights camping. They are 500 cap only, so they're the only 500 cap open air metal festival dedicated to amplifying the spirit of independent music. So who have we got playing at Depravation Fest this year? I hear you yell at me, Neill.
Who?
I will tell you who. They've got Nervosa headlining and also Memoriam headlining. And the third headliner are death metalers Cancer. Alongside them, we've got Uzziah, To Obey a Tyrant, Phantom Droid, Friends of the Show Veiled, Godeth, Friends of the Show, Declaration of Rebellion, Footprints in the Custard, Slay Dougie, The Mighty Raised by Owls, 10 Plagues, Desert Storm, so much more. More's coming, and it's weekend and 3 nights camping. How much do you think? £135.49p. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
166 quid if you've got a camp van or a caravan. If you want weekend only, it's £105.40. You take your kids along for 64 quid for the weekend.
Wicked and bad. So if there's a gig, a festival or a piece of music that you want to recommend to us, let us know on the socials, in the comments below, or email us info@festpod.co.uk. So next up, we're going to meet Godeth in our new feature, Augasm with an AU.
Hi, I'm Miles.
Hi, I'm Jimmy.
We are two members of Godeth. Thank you for tuning in and listening.
When Godeth started, we were focused on more of a new metal sound, especially with his old singer. When Miles joined, with his vocals being so heavy, we naturally aimed for a heavier direction. Anything from thrash, hardcore, just groove metal. That's like our underbelly of a name. What we aim for.
Ironically, we're probably the two worst members of the band to talk about the origins of the band, because we are the two members who joined quite a bit post the three other members who are founding members of the band. But did the audition, you guys jumped the gun with sort of inviting me into the band a bit, didn't you?
It was so funny because Miles, before he got there, we were all saying, we can't say yes on the first practice. We can't let him join on the first practice. And then he opened his mouth and started screaming, and we were like, we've got to have him. Yeah, we've been up and about all over, played festivals as mentioned, Bloodstock, Mangata Festival. We will be playing there again this year. We've got Dundee, Glasgow and Edinburgh booked in for a nice little weekender.
We have just kind of finished working on 2 singles that we're releasing. Yeah, we've got a music video that we shot at Boom, RIP. 10 years time, people will go to us, didn't you played at Boom when it was still open, didn't you? And we'll go, yeah, we did, yeah.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, when Boom is open.
But yeah, when we were recording, because we played Fleshmonger twice to get more footage for it. We played it first and last, and on the last version, I crowd surfed with my bass, and I was going for it, like flying through crowd, giving it big, and then Miles is like guiding me back to the stage, and then he drops me and then my wireless system just breaks off the stage, and I'm laid there like, what the hell am I doing?
I was holding your ankles. And I tried to place your ankles back down on the thing, but you were just getting pulled in all sort of directions. So I just sort of placed your ankles, your feet where I thought they needed to be, and then let go. But I think other people let go at the same time as well.
But we've got a new track coming as well in the future. It's one that we've played a couple of times live, and we've always wanted to get it onto the streaming platforms. And yeah, we're so excited for that.
Personally, they're like 2 of the best things I think we've written and actually worked on and produced so far. But our big project for this year is we're going to try and work on and create an album. It's been, I think, a dream of a lot of ours for a long time, since we were kids.
In Leeds, where we're from, I feel like we've got such a good fan base. Like, no matter any time we play Leeds, we'll always sell it out, which is, a great feeling. But like, as I say, since we've been journeying further afield, we've been, growing more fans there. You can tell, like, we'll go and we'll sell loads of merch, which is, we're so thankful for. When you're online, it's hard to recognise that when you're not actually doing it. Like, and when you go to another city and you're meeting new people, like, we'll always sit and talk to people after. And it's just like making mates. That's the way I see it, and you're going to bring them on a journey.
There we go. So that's our new little feature for getting to know bands that we think you ought to know about. Fleshmonger is their new track. So have a look at that. And also go and see them live. As they say, they are a live band. They love playing live. So go and see them because they're out and about. Next up, we'll get our Festpod Favourites. So this is where we recommend something we've seen that we like, and we'd like you to know about it. So the first thing on the agenda is Big Green Coach. Now, you may well be aware of Big Green Coach because they're quite prominent on a lot of festivals' ticket pages, particularly the bigger ones like Download or Bloodstock. But basically, Big Green Coach is a company that will transport you in comfort on a coach to events. And basically, they like to say that they are the UK's largest and most sustainable events travel company. So basically, because you're not driving yourself to festivals and you're going on a bus, it's saving the planet, which is a nice thing to do. So they don't just do festivals; they also do actual, gigs. So, for example, AC/DC there on their Power Up tour. They've also got the Aussie, the final Black Sabbath show that we were just talking about. You can get on Big Green Coach and see them. 2000 Trees Festival. You can go to Bloodstock. You can go to Camp Bestival, if that's one that you go to. There's quite a bit on here. Creamfields. Download. Forbidden. There's a bit of Windy Pops there popping out, but we're just going to carry on like it didn't happen. Forbidden Forest. Guns N' Roses. Isle of Wight Festival, which is going to be interesting because you'll be getting on a ferry. Iron Maiden. There's Kendal Calling. Leeds Festival. Latitude Festival. There's even football games that they go to. Oh, yeah.
Not that red shite. Oh.
Rich is displeased at looking at the Liverpool FC to Wembley coach there. Love Trails Festival. Love Trail. Have you got any love trails? Have you had any trouble with your love trails? Well, get on a coach.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Park Life, Reading Festival. There's so many. Slam Dunk North and South. There's all sorts that they go to. Stereophonics, vegan campout. The world's largest vegan campout. It even goes there. So why not get yourself, if you don't mind the idea of going on a coach, or if you're wondering how to get to a festival because you don't drive and you've not really thought about it too much, Big Green Coach is worth taking a look at. Let's take a look. See, for example, if we wanted to go to Download Festival, how much would this cost us on the Big Green Coach? It would cost us, let's book now. Weekend camping ticket. They've got different days that you can go on as well, look. So let's say we arrive on the Wednesday and leave on the Monday. How many people are travelling? Let's say 2. Shall we go for 2?
Yes.
Because most people are coupled up, aren't they? Blimey. Weekend and 5 nights, general admission camping, £345. Now, I wonder whether this is with a ticket as well, actually.
Yes, it is.
It is. So that's all inclusive then, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
So that's not too bad.
It's not too bad. You can think about the price of festival tickets and, yeah, that's not too bad at all.
Because it saves you... messing around trying to get your own selves there. Plus you make friends with people on the coach. Or just pop your earphones in and pretend everybody doesn't exist. However you prefer to do it. But that's an option for you. So that is my Festpod Favourites, Big Green Coach. Rich.
Oh, well. My Festpod favourite this episode, Neill, is the Pit Diaper, brought to you by Liquid Death on Deep End. Okay.
Pit Diaper.
So this is 100% natural pleather. It comes with 52 incontinence pads for you to place inside the Pit Diaper. You see it's got a very attractive chain and spikes as well on the side of it. You might be into BDSM. You might just be into your spikes and chains in the rock music world. Whatever it is, Pit Diaper has it all.
Are you... the master of advert writing there. Are you supposed to wear this and nothing else? Or, because the bloke is in a crowd there...
I've got to be honest with you, Neill. If you are going to wear the Pit Diaper, you better not be wearing anything else over the top of it, because that is a beautiful, beautiful piece of design. You've even got the embroidered Liquid Death logo. You've got the embroidered wording of Pit Diaper on the left cheek ish area. I mean, why wouldn't you want to walk into a club or a gig or a festival wearing just that?
Oh my God, Rich, have you seen the advert? Oh my God, they've got somebody pouring Liquid Death ass water onto one of the pads inside the diaper. We don't say diaper in this country, do we?
No, we don't. But it sets the tone well. So, unfortunately, these are sold out. They were 80 quid. I mean, it might be sold out because, well, Liquid Death doesn't actually exist anymore in well, pretty much anywhere.
But you might be able to get it second-hand.
But you might be able to get a used one. Now, I know they did offer an option on the website as well for a refill of your incontinence pads. So they obviously sold some.
Well, yeah.
So there must be some out there. There might be some lightly soiled ones. There might be some brand new in packaging ones. If you've got a pair, send them through to me, soiled or not. Oh, hang on a second. Nah, they won't fit me. I'm too fat. But that make it even more attractive to look at.
Yeah, adjustable waist circumference, low rise, one size fits all, 35.5 inch to 39.3 inch. I mean, I'm not sure who's measuring inches in points, but there we go.
It's probably a poor centimetre conversion, isn't it, you see?
Yeah. Adjustable hip circumference, 43.4 inches to 47.2 inches.
Oh, do you know what? It probably would fit me. No, Joe. Yeah, send them through to me. I'll wear them.
Rich, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about this.
You want to have the first photograph when I get them?
Oh, my fucking God. If you were of an age, and we're all headed in that direction, let's be honest, where you needed to wear some sort of incontinence pads, would you proudly?
No, but it's not for because you're incontinent. It's because you don't want to leave the pit.
Oh,
so it's
I'm
not because
sorry.
you're having an accident.
Right.
It's because you're purposefully pissing or shitting yourself.
I thought it was just a show off in the pit.
No. It's functional. Because
right.
I'm sure you've wondered, how did people, certainly you as a pit steward as well, as part of pit team, how do these people stand there for 12 hours and not go to the toilet? Well, now you know. The Pit Diaper, brought to you by Liquid Death and Deep End.
So those people that, those when you get into a venue, and those people who run to get to the front, but just to stand on the pit barrier, and they will stand there all day to make sure that they're there for their act that they're waiting on, who's coming on, 10 hours later. Those people are all they should be wearing pit diapers.
I've never worked pit crew, but did you ever used to get streams of piss coming through the holes in the mojo barrier?
No, but people used to piss in bottles and throw
bottles
them,
and cups, yeah,
and you'd get covered with it. Yeah, that's at any gig, though, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
It's such a horrible subject. Yeah, well, there we go. Pit diapers. What will they think of next? Anyway, Rich Holmes, have you got anything you want to let our listeners know about that you do, for example? Do you manufacture little dollies out of corn or anything?
I am thinking about starting my own line of pit diaper.
Okay. With Rich Holmes written on the side of it.
With my face on the front of it.
Face on. Yeah, okay.
But no, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've not really done a lot recently. I've been starting up the photography stuff again. I've got a few irons in the fire, shall we say, at the moment. So, watch this space.
Watch this space,
There's
everybody.
stuff going on in the background. We're both busy people.
Yes. Gigs to go to, people to see.
Indeed. But no, I mean, I live a pretty boring, sheltered life.
How can you say that, Richard Holmes? You go to you're on Festpod.
I mean, other than this,
It's the unofficial rock festival guide. You know, people find you because of it. People watch you and listen to what you've got to say. You're exciting.
why, thank you.
I'm excited.
Thank you very much. What about you, Neil? What have you got going on?
What have I got going on? Well, I have a YouTube channel aside from Festpod. It's Neill Wilkinson, obviously. I like to upload shit. So it's not me on there, it's just shit. So if you like watching shit, go on YouTube and search for Neill Wilkinson and you'll see some shit that I've uploaded. Not literal shit, just shit. So there's that. But apart from that, listen to Festpod, watch the video, listen to the podcast, subscribe. If you've enjoyed this show in particular, do press like if you're watching on YouTube and subscribe. It won't cost you anything. Wherever you've found us, you can subscribe. If you'd like to hear more, just do that. Just like, watch, subscribe, because it'll tune your algorithm, because then it'll go, oh, this person likes this kind of content, we'll give them some more. We are on the socials and on the YouTube by searching for Festpod. It's dead easy. So if you'd like to support us in making Festpod the unofficial rock festival guide, then just head to our website, which is festpod.co.uk, and click on support us to find our merch for sale and our Patreon, which we are very grateful to our patrons for. If you have been a patron in the past, thank you so much. If you're thinking of becoming a Patreon now, thank you so much. Our existing patrons, thank you, because it does pay for essential things that you need to do this kind of thing. Online things, online services, registration for things. It does pay for a lot for us, so thank you. If you're interested in the merch, there's an example of some merch here. Mine is special because we have orange inside, but you may purchase a red or black Festpod mug from our merch store, which they're not even that expensive. I think they're like a tenner or something like that, so they're not a lot of money. Not that we particularly make anything on it, but support the show, tell your friends, and get yourself a Festpod mug. Feel connected to us. See, mine's got my name on it as well, look, you see.
Very nice.
We don't do that for everybody, just the hosts. You've got one, haven't you, Rich? But we never see it.
It's around.
It's downstairs in a cupboard.
It is. It is.
Enjoying itself quietly. So that's it. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
A Wilco Productions podcast. They'll make your teeth fall out and make your tits wobble.